just turns it on.
Yep.
It'll be a little bit under.
Thank you for joining, Dr. Pete.
Thank you for having
Back,
me.
I'll step back. Is this better right here?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, you can leave it on, but I don't recommend.
Well,
Thank you.
Thanks so much. That was a wonderful meal. We all enjoyed it. Looks like we each had a personal chef. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We're a minute early, but I'll call this joint board meeting of the Pima JTED and TUSD to order. There. So let's do the pledge. We'll start with that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everybody from TUSD to our building here at the Bridges, and we've been looking forward to this joint meeting for quite a while. Should be interesting. So to start, normally we do roll call, but instead, if the board members will start with JTED can introduce themselves. I'm Bob Schlanger. I'm the board chair.
I'm Alex Hockley. Welcome. We enjoy the partnership that we have.
I'm Cindy Rankin. I'm a board member. I'm from the University of Arizona in the College. I'm Brenda Marietti and I'm the board clerk.
Okay, and the TUSD board members?
Oh, wait, I'm here.
Hi, everyone. Ravi Shah, President of the TUSD Governing Board, outstanding position here at currently in County Jail. Val Romero, TUSD Board Clerk.
I'm the governing board member. Board member
Okay.
And Bob, could I introduce
Thank
myself?
you.
Bob?
We'll start off the agenda with Dr. Trujillo.
The microphone or because we're being.
We also have a podium up at the
Oh,
front. if you want
okay.
to. Yeah.
Sure. Board, oh, here we go. We'll start again. Good evening to the governing board of Pima County JTED and of course, the Tucson Unified School District. I am excited to be here this evening. This is a celebration, partnership, collaboration. Make program that helps a lot of kids all across here tonight.
Well, that means that I was named principal right before COVID. As you can see on the slide, Innovation Tech opened in 2020, and I won't go back through what happened. I first want to start off by really truly introducing who is the partnership that works in this building. And I am proud to say that I have an amazing partner in Mr. Juan Rojas. Mr. Rojas and I are the two principals assigned to this campus. Although, even though our paycheck is written by two different districts, Mr. Rojas and I truly work as a partnership. It doesn't matter if I have to be here in the evening when it's really his turn or vice versa. We simply work together to get things done. We have worked really hard to continue to just build this as one campus and truly not continue to just say, oh, that's a TUSD thing and that's a JTED thing. We don't work alone. We both have assistants who work with us. Ms. Terry Edmondson is the AP who is assigned to this campus on Monday and Tuesday evenings. And then I have a proud program coordinator, Miss Rhonda Burnett, who gets to do everything Mr. Rojas and I don't want to do. But seriously, together, the four of us work to make sure that everything on this campus runs as smoothly as we believe it can. So this picture should bring back some memories. If you can remember, we used to only be able to meet in Zoom. And so in July of 2020, I don't know why it keeps going back. In July of 2020 was the first time I was able to meet with all of our staff members. And I'm going to ask technology, can you just pause it? I apologize. So I'll continue talking. It was the first time that Mr. Castro at the time was the principal, that he and I were able to meet with everyone who worked in this campus. And so that picture of the Zoom boxes was all staff members, both daytime staff and evening staff. And we were given one mission. What is our mission? And that simply is what that week in Zoom in July dealt with. Every staff member had the opportunity to talk about what they believed that both boards from JTED and TUSD wanted this campus to sound, look like, and feel like for students, for staff, families, and community. And I'm proud to say that after that week together, we came up with a mission and vision for our campus. And then I had to show you, what do we look like today? We didn't have to meet in Zoom in August. This is our current daytime staff. I'm proud to say that our high school is fully staffed during the daytime. I do not have any teacher vacancies. And so I can proudly say that every student has a certified teacher in front of them for both TUSD content classes and JTED classes. And that is something Mr. Rojas and I really are proud of. Collaboration and partnership. Without this building doesn't happen and zoom in and out every day like it does. I'm very proud to say that collaboration we created starting in July of 2020 has continued every single day on this campus into this evening. As you can see in the pictures here, staff was super excited to finally use the room that you currently sit in to meet for PDs, sometimes for staff team bonding events. But these pictures here don't do justice as to what this partnership is on our campus. I have government teachers working with our culinary students, with the culinary teacher to create project-based learning. I have our computer science teacher asking our math teachers things that are being taught to make sure that we have integrated projects happening throughout our campus. As you can see, our teachers played with some red solo cups this summer, and what I love about these pictures is it's not just for JTED teachers working together or for TUSD teachers working together. Our teachers are integrated. They might have their own classroom during the day, but when it comes to meeting and working on student success, they do everything in collaboration. So with that collaboration is how we came to the mission statement. And I'd like you to take 22 silent seconds and read it to yourself. Thank you. That mission statement is everything that happens on this campus is grounded in our mission statement. We are consistently and constantly reflecting on the practices we have going on and thinking about what are we doing today to help our future community leaders of tomorrow. Our students were given a chance after our staff created this mission statement to give their voice, and so were our families. And this has remained our mission statement, and we continue to be committed to it. I have asked every teacher, nothing that they plan should move away from this mission statement so that we are continuing to work on getting our students career and college ready. And I think tonight you experienced our culinary students, and some of them may have talked to you about the career pathway they hope to take in their culinary career. With that mission and vision, then comes school climate and culture. And as a principal, this is where I believe the success lies for me. I am a very positive person. I try to focus on the positive, and I encourage our campus to do the same. The very room you're sitting in gets turned into winter formal in December and prom in April. And the top picture on the left was our first prom that we got to have in April of 2021. We had a very small senior class, 13 graduates, but our juniors and seniors together turn this place into a once upon a lifetime prom. Pretty proud. You will then see the culinary students in the middle. They love to cook and help anyone eat their delicious food and show off their culinary skills. The right top picture shows what happens when project-based learning gets to be showed off and showcased to communities. In the spring, for the last 2 years, our amazing social studies department and English teachers have collaborated together so our students can create civic action projects and family trees. This past spring is the picture that you see there on the upper right, but it shows we had community members coming. We did have some board members come and visit where students were able to showcase their work and try to show what they're doing to make a difference in our community. On the bottom left, and some of you saw this on the tour, we have students outside drawing hearts. They don't just draw the heart, they can completely label perfectly what a diagram of the heart is, talk to you about why it's important to know how the heart works, and how that helps them in their medical career. I'm going to jump over to the bottom right photo, and that is what I shared with many of you tonight is the theme of this year. The road to success is always under construction. We truly believe here at ITHS and Pima JTED at the Bridges that our road to success is never going to end. We will continue to reflect and grow on what's working and make sure we continue to make a positive impact for our community. The middle bottom picture is our senior sunrise, another example that our kids had no problem coming here at 5:30 in the morning last Friday. They were super excited. In fact, when I drove up at 5:30, 10 of them were already in line waiting at the gate to come in. It truly shows that our students create a family here. Nobody puts somebody down. Everybody allows everyone on campus to be their individual self and all together continue that collaboration and positive partnership. Enrollment. These are some favorite photos to look at. The upper left shows that I stood in the 105-degree heat and tried to meet students and staff in 2020, asking them to enroll. Our first year, 2021, we had around 120 students. Our second year, we had just a little over 220 students. And then in our third year, we reached that 300. We right now are just teetering around 315. So enrollment is another success. Our first year, yes, we knew students took a chance on us, but as we have grown, students continue to grow with us. Something else we're very happy about with our enrollment, we have had some students who choose to try a different school, and a couple months later, they knock back on our door and ask me if I can take them back. So I think that speaks to what is happening within our classrooms, the positive and productive environments that our teachers and staff have created. Ask students, this is a place they want to come, learn, and succeed. We always have to celebrate our graduates. Our ITHS graduates are some of my favorite students. Let's talk about the student in the middle. The student in the middle, Nathaniel Renteria, our very first student body president and very first valedictorian, who's currently in college in Australia. Super proud of what he took away from our school. He took a chance on us. He took a chance to leave the class or to leave the school he attended for 3 years and attend ITHS as a senior. He's a student I will never forget and the impact he had on our lives. The picture on the left talks to you about family. Every student holding hands and cheering each other on. Also, the class of 22 had our first Marine, our very first student who chose to go into the armed services. So we are very proud of our Marine. In fact, he has come back already to visit our classes and to speak with students about focusing on their academics and taking the career choice that they choose. Then the picture on the left of our 3 beautiful graduates from the class of 23. This very student on the very right, Miss Rosa Ortiz, I am proud to say is giving back to her community as she is currently an employee of Pima JTED and comes to our campus every evening to work in our LNA class. I just want to take a moment to say our graduates are making a difference right here in our own community. Some have chosen to go into the career path that the class they took with JTED, and others have chosen to go on in college. But each graduate has made a difference on our lives here and continues to actually come back and want to visit and make sure that ITHS is the school of how they left it. I'm not sure why the screen is a little off, but if I was in front of you as the staff, I made my staff give a drum roll to introduce, I'm very proud to say, our first inaugural school letter grade that we were given last year is a B. And some of you in the audience might be thinking, but it's not an A. It's a B. I am proud to say we were number 2 of all TUSD high schools for our ELA scores on the ACT, and we were number 5 of all high schools for our math scores. Overall, we were the 3rd highest high school in TUSD. That is something I am pretty proud of, and so is my staff, as our first inaugural letter grade. That letter grade talks about tenacity. That letter grade talks about collaboration. That letter grade talks about consistency. That letter grade speaks to positive and productive learning environments that every student who walks through our front doors receives, no matter what class and what teacher is in front of them. To the teachers in the audience, thank you. So that road to success is always under construction. And as you drove in today, you saw that our site is under construction. That means that Mr. Rojas and I have to work on the current road and where do we want to take it. And that brings us to our instructional focus for the 23-24 school year. There's really 3 simple questions we're encouraging all staff to focus on. That means that at any time you should be able to walk on our campus and ask a student, what's your learning objective for the day? What are you doing in this class? The second question they should be able to answer to you is, why is it important? Showing that relevance to the student. And the third question is every student should be able to answer, how will they know that they are successful? Mr. Rojas and I, starting in October, will be doing classroom visits and be taking tallies on the answers to these questions and sharing it with our staff. So to honor and to work on our road to success, we have chosen 3 books this school year to use during our professional development. The first book's talking about the shift to student-led, making sure that our classrooms remain student-centered, making sure that that project-based learning is forefront and center of what the students are doing and how they're showing what they know. The second book, Academic Conversations. We can't let the data go on its side. We have to continue to encourage students to be able to talk about their own learning and to be able to talk about their growth and the room where they have to grow. The third talks about equity and social emotional learning. That is huge right now with all teenagers, with really all students in the world. So we are focusing on supporting students who may be struggling with social emotional learning at the same time that we are asking them to be academically successful. We didn't ask every teacher to read all the pages of each of these books. Just know that when they come in this room for professional development on different times, they will be focusing on different chapters within these books. Another big part of our instructional focus, and this isn't new to this year, but it is part of our slides, is professional skills. We know in the JTED elective classes that these are the skills students are working on. These are the things we are preparing our students for when they go out into the career force. So what we have asked Mr. Rojas and I of all of our teachers is that you will not just find the professional skills poster up in a JTED elective classroom. You will find it in a math class. You will find it in English. You will find it in PE. There is nothing that we're doing in our classrooms that isn't supporting one of these professional skills. As teachers today, we're having students already present in front of their classmates, working together in collaborative groups. They are already working on these professional skills, starting from when they're freshmen and showing off how much they know by the time that they are seniors. Lastly, I'd like to end with this: innovation in the future. I truly believe when we continue to focus on our mission and vision, when collaboration is happening not only with faculty and staff, but with the students in the classroom. When a positive and productive culture and climate is there and classroom expectations are consistent, we will continue to maybe get to that A as a letter grade for our school, but we will continue to make a difference in our community and for the students who attend Innovation Tech High School. Thank you for listening to the proudest principal in Tucson. I'd now like to ask Mr. Chuck McCollum to please come up and to continue talking about the CTE programs throughout TUSD.
Thank you, Ms. Hurley, for that introduction. I'm Chuck McCollum. I'm the program manager for career and technical education for the Tucson Unified School District. This is actually, I believe, my 13th year in that position. And we've come a long way in doing things. I actually followed the superintendent of JTED as she moved on. And I've said this before, they were some pretty big shoes to fill, which does not mean she has big feet, but they were some pretty big shoes. What I'd like to speak to you tonight about is where we are and where we're going as a CTE department. If I can figure out this. Okay, let's first recap school year 23. Numbers this year are still flexing. They're still all over the place. So I wanted to look at last year's number. Our 9-12 enrollment last year in 60 programs at 10 different sites was 7,436 students. Of those 7,400, 232,399 were program concentrators in our CTE programs. Our graduate placements are at 80%. And last year, we had a 65% pass rate of our technical skill assessments, which is an increase of 68 exams over the year before. Our industry credentials, those students who took industry credentials, we had an 82.3 pass rate. So we passed 478. Last year, we passed 365 in school year 21-22, which is 113 certifications. This is really good news for us. This is great news for us. It led to us being able to pass many of our performance measures, which for most of you, you don't know, performance measures are like letter grade for CTE. Okay, they're measures that we have to pass through the Arizona Department of Education, or we have to come back with some sort of corrective action to make sure we're in line to pass the following year. So when we get these, especially in a district this large with this many students, this is really good news and a credit to both our students and to our instructors. So instead of, and I'm going to go back a slide, excuse me, instead of talking about things that we're all pretty much aware of, that the film and TV program under Rosie Zlotic at Tucson High won an Emmy, or the 1,000 kids we send to career and construction days, both middle school and high school. I could talk about that all night, but what I really want to talk about is how we got there. What did we put into place so that we could have that kind of success with our programs? And number one, let's look at TUSD from a diversity standpoint in career and technical education. Our concentrators, which you saw earlier, you can see the percentages of students from all over TUSD. African-American 6%, Asian-American 2%, our Hispanic population 65%, multiracial 4%. Our Native American population, 3%, and our white Anglo population, 18%. What I'm really, really proud of is the special populations, ELL, exceptional ed, economically disadvantaged, homeless, foster care, student single parents, active duty military parents. 39% of our students fall into that category. That is phenomenal, that amount of students take our programs and come out as successful as they did on the previous slide. How do we get there? Well, and I can't, I don't usually stand behind a podium. I'm usually walking around, so excuse me if I'm moving a little bit, but kids are kids and they're going to learn, but instruction is the key. Okay, Envision a CTE teacher that was 2 months from his walking into his or her job. Oh, they might be working in a restaurant. They might be working in an automotive facility. And that's great. I mean, the culinary teacher can cut a tomato into 80 different things. But can that culinary teacher stand in front of 30 kids and do direct instruction? Any of you who have been in a classroom understand that. So what we felt is we needed to start looking at certain things from an instructional level. One was the pedagogical background and practices of our teachers. So what we implemented was a professional growth plan for each teacher. We got 71 of them. So all 71 folks were on a professional growth plan. Our returning teachers had to first look at instruction. What is your goal for instruction that year? Not so much instruction in the lab. They could pull that off, but we're talking direct instruction. How are you getting that across to your students? 2, a TSA goal. Okay, like it or not, we still have to report to the Arizona Department of Education. So we have to look at how we can improve those TSA scores. Certifications, industry approved certifications. Nothing leads to direct employment faster than an industry certification. And then finally, their personal professional development goal. Where did they want to go? What did they want to do to help them become a better instructor? So we did that all last year. We met with teachers once a quarter. We were out in their classrooms. Okay, we really pushed the instructional end of things, which we felt would then benefit our students on the other side. Well, 67 CTE teachers finalized their professional growth plan. Excuse me, I initially said 71. 96% of those teachers made at least one goal, which we thought was successful because we were just rolling it out. 52% met or exceeded all of their goals. Okay, and 21 met their goals and exceeded 2 goals by at least 10%. So we had buy-in. Okay. Our instructors bought into what we were doing and they got after it. It was almost a competitive thing. Okay. I was a football coach for 32 years. So competing is not foreign to me. Now, when they got after it, that was a great thing. And they wanted to see how they could be better than they were before. So here are some of the instructional goals. I wanted to give you an idea. This year, we've kind of come back a little bit. We've kind of said, okay, these goals are definitely SMART goals. There is an outcome involved, but graphic design by the end of the school year, work with an industry partner to create a template lesson for at least one project. Okay, that's phenomenal. That's working with industry partners. That's developing a lesson plan. That's looking straight up at instruction. Or a TSA goal. Students will average 60% or higher on standard 2.0 for the 2023 TSA. That means that teacher looked at the power standards. Where's the biggest bang for their buck on the TSA? And they concentrated on that standard, okay? And then certification goals. By the end of the school year, 10% of advanced students will become Premier Pro certified. As you can see, all of this relates to instruction, okay? Finally, we're going to go into some program highlights, okay? Yeah, I could highlight a lot of things, but what I really want to highlight right now is our Intern to Work program. We began this program probably about 6 or 7 years ago, okay? And I could be quite honest with you. Students are not going to give up their job at In-N-Out Burger to get another 0.5. Okay, they don't need another credit, but they will give up that job if they can come into an internship opportunity that pays them. So what we do is we set up our program with an employer, and you'll see some in a minute. It's really good for the employer because they really get a 120-hour interview. So they have a student for 120 hours, they pay them minimum wage and try to keep it so there's no competition. The student works for them for 120 hours, and at the end of that period, the employer has the option to end the internship. We're done, and the kid's okay with that, student's okay with that, or offer them an entry-level position. I could show you videos of ones that have taken the entry-level positions, but time restraints are prohibiting me from that. So let me just show you a few highlights, okay? Gabriel Duenas from Tucson High. He worked at Alleycat. You can see the testimonial he put. I'll give you a few seconds to read it. And then the testimonial that Alleycat sent us in regards to how the program is working for them. I cannot tell you how important and how beneficial this has been, both to our program and to our students. Last year, we placed 30 students. We are very choosy. Okay, we vet every business because at the end of the day, Tucson Unified's name is on that recommendation. So we want to vet every student. They must graduate, be on track to graduate. They must have an attendance. They cannot have an attendance issue. So we work on those employability skills, but we also don't want them going to a industry partner that isn't going to treat them with respect and try to move them forward, okay? I'll be honest, a few industrial shops are a little, they're close, okay? But you got to learn to live with that. That's part of life, okay? So these are students. This is Gabriel at Tucson High. This is one of our dental assisting students. Now, this is an interesting concept. This student, Isabel, is from Saguaro High School. Our dental assisting program is held at Santa Rita High School. We have an extended day program. There is no way I could put a dental assisting program anywhere else. It's just too expensive. So we have a extended day program where students come the first year, 2 days a week, virtually, and 1 day a week in the lab for 3 hours. Okay, so that's the first year. The second year, they must get to Santa Rita because 99% of the time they're in the lab. Okay, we also offer a block schedule at Santa Rita for those seniors that come in and go, oh, wow, I want to be a dental assistant, but it's a 2-year program. So she worked for Dental Pros. She's learned all kinds of different things. Again, you can see the testimonials there. And then on the right is Nolan Owls from Palo Verde Engineering. He went to work at the Supercharger store. This kid learned SolidWorks at Palo Verde and then went into the store, and you can see the things that he has accomplished there. This is a program that, you know, and I understand, I know everybody's trying to do the internship, but this is one that's really gotten off on its feet. We're really proud of it. We're looking to extend it, to make more industry partners, and to move forward with it. So where are we going? Okay. We're still going to continue to support teachers and their pedagogical instructional practices. We had the auto teachers, this is scary, but we had the auto teachers in for an in-service today at our office to work on their curriculum maps and scope and sequences, okay? All of this is built around two things: our ADE quality and compliance monitoring, and the fact that TUSD is rolling out an instructional framework through the curriculum and instruction department. We need to jump on board with everybody else, and we want to be the forefront of it. So we're bringing each group of teachers in to work on this. They got year one done. 7 of them have agreed, collaborated, have put together a scope and sequence that is the same at Choya and Pueblo as all the way over to Santa Rita High School. We have a very high mobility rate in TUSD. So we have to ensure that when a student moves from one school to another, they're not going, what are we doing? We got to be on the same page. So today we worked out, we want to continue that. We will review and update scope and sequences curriculum maps. We will continue an emphasis on increasing industrial credential opportunities for our kids. Okay, we want to see our students get certifications. All right, we're looking. One thing I will tell you is we don't just put in a certification because it's on the ADE list. We'll put the one in that benefits the student when they leave, whether that's post-secondary or going into industry. Okay, that's our philosophy. We want the student to benefit. And then we will also put a continued effort on increasing technical skills for our technical skill assessment scores. Again, that should be on everybody's list because it needs to happen. Okay, and then we're going to work on collaborating with industry partners to enhance instructional practices. We just spoke with Rush Diesel about coming into our diesel program at Santa Rita High School and helping us move that in a different direction. Okay, we want to expand our work-based learning opportunities. And then we're also going to continue to focus on the recruitment and retention of underserved populations. Okay, I'm not going to lie. We're going to start to really look at our African American and Native American populations, work with those folks that in our district that work with them, and we're going to try to move forward and increase that enrollment. So we have some lofty goals this year, but we believe that it's going to make us a better department and make us a better school district all around. So thank you there. And let me see what's next. Oh yeah, if you have any questions for either Principal Hurley or myself, please feel free to ask.
Next, we have Superintendent Prather. Oh, one of our board members is on Zoom. Wayne, are you out there?
Yes, I am. It looks like I'm getting a class tardy, Chairman Schleicher.
No, okay.
Do you want me to call him? Yes.
When we get him on the line, I'll just have him introduce himself.
Hello, Wayne Pete.
Hi, Dr. Pete, you're live. And as part of the roll call, I'm going to put you on. Go ahead and speak.
Hello, well, it looks like I got class tardy for technical difficulties. I'm Wayne Pete with Pima JTED Governing Board, was with the original board. And can you hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Yes, and I have great loyalty to TUSD. I'm a graduate of a TUSD high school, as well as my wife and our 3 children.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you, Dr. Pete. Well, good evening. It is my honor as Superintendent and CEO of Pima JTED to welcome everyone here this evening. And I am a product of TUSD. I attended grades 1 through 12 in TUSD. I'm also a former TUSD parent and also a teacher, former teacher of TUSD. And we are so excited about the collaborative opportunities we have before us. And before I speak to that just briefly, and before I introduce to you Beth Francis, you can see the construction going next door. And before we talk about what is going to happen or what could happen, the possibilities inside that new building, I want you to take a tour of that new building right now. We're going to do a fly-through of that new building. So Belle, go ahead and play the fly-through. We're going to take a tour of the building that's being built, our collaborative project. This is the Melanina Zuckerman Center for Health and Medical Careers. It will be an amazing facility just as this one is. But what is most important is what is going to be happening inside the building. You have heard this evening from Innovation Tech Principal Patricia Hurley about the academic success. You've heard about the technical success of the students here. We all together have an opportunity with this new school next door, school within a school, program within a school, the Melanita Zuckerman Center for Health and Medical Careers, to do things and innovate and transform in a way that we have not seen anywhere in our country. And this is that decision point where we are. We have the opportunity to collaborate with you and transform not just the technical delivery that we specialize in, but also the academic delivery that you have done so well here and that you will do there. And so I implore you to consider the possibilities, to think out of the box with us and look at what we can do together to transform education and opportunities for our youth. So please consider the possibilities. I'm going to be introducing to you Ms. Beth Francis, RN, who is also, like myself, a product of TUSD, also a former TUSD parent, and also a former TUSD teacher. She left her career at Tucson Medical Center to go to Catalina High Magnet School and begin the licensed nursing assistant program at that school. And that is where I first met her 20 years ago or so. And she has gone on to provide amazing career opportunities for, it's estimated, several thousand people working in our health and medical fields in Tucson. She has been involved and impacted their pathways. So as we consider possible pathways, as we consider innovative academic programs, think about the amazing possibilities, because in my opinion, I think we have the opportunity together for JTED and TUSD to take education to a new level. And I consider this evening's meeting as one of the most important, as we will look back on in the future. We will look back on this day as a turning point for transformation, for pathways, and for opportunities to see a whole new side to TUSD and Pima JTED for all of our students. So it's with great pleasure I introduce Beth Francis, who's going to share some visioning with you this evening.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm going to try to behave myself. I'm usually a little edgy, or as Juan says, a little spicy. But thank you so much for allowing me to be here this evening with both the JTED and the TUSD board and all our wonderful peeps that are observing and participating. I want to indulge you to think about something as I take a seat and I tell you a story. But remember, we're here to empower students to become future healthcare professionals. This is our vision. And where can we take this vision? We're shaping the mindsets of health and medical excellence. So just like in the classroom, Miss Francis sits down and I tell a story, because that's the best part of my job when I go in and talk to the kids. So you are receiving a copy of the presentation, as it is very visionary. There's a lot of information, and I don't want you to miss out on what we can be. Think about this. As JTED TUSD students step into the Mel and Eden Zuckerman Health and Medical High School, they are met with an enthusiastic team of seasoned educators. This dedicated group is poised to lead them through an immersive, cutting-edge educational journey designed to ignite their understanding of the rapidly evolving realm of healthcare. The educators bring with them a wealth of knowledge, armed with the most up-to-date healthcare curriculum and technology. However, their vision extends beyond conventional learning. With a keen focus to sustainability, the school infuses lessons with insights into renewable resources and energy, reflecting the growing importance of environmental consciousness in the healthcare sector. Within the school walls, a captivating transformation takes place. The classroom environment itself becomes a canvas for innovation. The traditional setup gives way to an interactive and dynamic space that sparks curiosity and engagement. Each day is an invitation to explore realistic labs that mirror real-world medical scenarios, fostering hands-on learning that is both memorable and practical. Our commitment to excellence is evident in every aspect of this educational journey. A treasure trove of educational resources and state-of-the-art equipment is readily available, empowering our students to delve deeper into their studies. From virtual simulations that offer a glimpse into complex medical procedures to workshops that encourage critical thinking, the school is a haven for those eager to dive into the intricate world of healthcare. As students embark on this transformative academic adventure, they are not just recipients of knowledge, they are active participants in shaping their futures. The Mel and Eden Zuckerman Health and Medical High School isn't just a school. It's a launch pad for aspiring healthcare visionaries where innovation, education, and passionate for positive change converge. That is what our students are going to see when they walk through our doors in the near future, July of 2024. So in this slide, we begin to really look at highlighting the essence of our mission. We're cultivating a mindset among our students that goes beyond traditional healthcare. We're sowing the seeds of holistic care and fostering innovative thinking that aligns with the changing landscape of health professionals. Just as the seed grows into a strong tree, our students will develop into healthcare professionals who embrace a comprehensive view of well-being and staying adaptable to a future dynamic challenges. This statement captures the essence of our commitment in shaping future of healthcare through our students. These are some of the potential opportunities that we can see in the future. Looking at sustainable energy, combining nutritional arts with farm to table, looking at implementing what is grown, how it affects our body to preparing the food. Medical illustration, be it a photographer or be it someone who takes anatomy and clay and builds a mannequin that explains the physiology. That can be done in a human and it can be done in an animal. We can do both. That actually applies the concept of what they're learning, putting it through that right side of their brain to their hands and understanding what the body or the animal is all about. Looking at the mental and social programs that we're implementing just this year to incorporate the community health portion, which is so desperately needed in our community. Looking at dual credit, what does that look like? What college? Can we do a psychology? Can we build programs that students can get this type of education that moves them to not only certification, but potentially associate degrees when they walk out the door. Success in health professionals, having a class that shows them what is it like to be a healthcare professional? What does it take? The rigor, the critical thinking, the resume. How do you communicate? How do you use the technology? Medical Spanish interpretation translation, making sure people understand how to communicate effectively with all. And then looking at a basic college algebra where we implement medical math concepts and the metric system, because that's how we work in healthcare. It is a metric system. So the vision statement, health and well-being as a foundation of our medical and health program curriculums, shifting the students and educators' mindset from disease-centric to a holistic health approach and carry from oneself, our community, and the holistic patient. That is our future. I got to get a drink. I'm talking too much. All right. Looking at what TUSD requires in coursework and units, thinking about the healthcare vet immersion possibilities. Can we look at an English and incorporate what they're doing here at Innovation Tech and putting other types of concepts that relate to healthcare, having those small learning communities. Maybe junior and senior year, they can get writing 101 and 102, be ready to that launch pad, be ready to move into post-secondary, be ready to move into entry-level employment, building the pipelines. Math, science, looking at human biology and evolution, anatomy and physiology for both vet and human. Psychology again, social studies. I know there's classes that the students have to take per Arizona, but why can't we look at and doing some sociology, community health, history, and events of medicine in existing classes? There are things that we can do thinking outside the box that will ignite the student as learners and prepare them for today and tomorrow's community. Fine arts, again, bringing in something that is more tangible, giving them a hunk of clay and having them build out a body. What does that heart look like? What does the valves look like? Yeah, it's great to do it with chalk, but can you imagine doing it 3D? Much more learning occurring. Why can't we look at a lot of our healthcare classes counting towards the health credit? They're going to learn a lot more in that class than they are in a 9-week health class. Again, physical education, looking at the well-being, looking at the holistic person. Yeah, it's fun to play basketball, baseball, but what about teaching them about how to care for oneself so they can care for others? That is your job as a healthcare professional. You have to be strong to care for others. That is done by using different types of mental and physical type activities like yoga, tai chi, meditation. What can we do differently that will help preserve our young people so that they will be mentally and physically strong to be strong for our community people that are in need of healthcare? Foreign language, I know this isn't needed per graduation, but what if our kids are college bound? What other things can we give them? Can we give them more Spanish that's more translation, interpretation? How about American Sign Language? Let's look broader at the population we're serving. And then, of course, electives. And I did mention the garden to table with the emphasis of sustainability, water gathering, gardening, putting it into a nutrition class. How do you prepare the food? How does it affect your body? How can we use food as medicine? Veterinary medicine. We are, as you saw through the fly-through, it's going to be an amazing facility. They're going to actually have a clinic and surgical area. They're going to have an area outside dog run activity area. They're going to have incredible classrooms and clinics. And I'm going to kind of turn it over to Ms. Grahava, Joanna, and let you kind of tell them what it's all about.
Hello, I'm Joanna Grijalva and I am the program manager for the vet science program. So this vision is something that we have been anticipating for a very long time now. We have been located at the Amphi Land Lab. And this amazing facility is going to allow us to continue to grow. Since I've started my first class, I think I had like 24 students. Right now our enrollment is at 163 students in a very small facility. So this will allow us to actually have maybe collaboration between the University of Arizona, a lot of our community, Pima Animal Care Center, being able to bring in people from the community so that we can continue to do vaccine clinics, helping out, especially in this area where people do not have the income that would warrant them to be able to go to a big facility where our students can help with vaccines. We will have a full working lab where we can do diagnostics inside of our laboratory, as well as providing services for spay and neuters for the population. As of right now, if you were to call to try to get a veterinary exam and also to do surgery, you're looking at anywhere between a 4 to 6 month wait list to just get basic services. So by us having this in this area benefits a lot for our community as well as our students. So it's going to be an amazing facility and we are grateful to be here and coming in July of 24.
I'm going to show you a video that I took off. Hopefully Joanna will approve, but it's an internship program at one of my favorite places, Hermitage. And this young man had a wonderful experience this summer, and I want to share that with you.
My internship took place here at Hermitage, and it's all been hands-on from the start. I already started on pulling up meds and labeling meds and getting medicating all the cats in the back. Those are oral medications, the topical medications, and then the ear and eye medications.
It has been really great to have him. He is one of the most mature students that we've ever had, to include college students. So it has been a joy to work with him.
When I first started here, I knew most of the stuff, how to do it. They just told me like, can you drop vaccines? Can you get medications out? Can you draw them up? Can you go grab them?
He knew a lot of terminology, which has been extremely helpful in having conversations and him listening to our doctors talk about what the plans are for these cats and him actually knowing what that means, knowing how to do surgical equipment and cutting nails, just the basic stuff that we do every day.
I usually am the one to get the TPRs and the weights on them and make sure that they're up to date on vaccines, make sure that they're not sick or anything. If they are sick, that we get them medicated on the right medications and get them checked up so they're good to go.
He already knew how to do vaccines, which is great. We do a lot of those around here. His cat handling skills just needed a little minor tweaking. Every place does it different. And they kind of teach you one way at the school to have a base to build on. And so we built on that with him, but he already came in with some great knowledge for that.
At JTED, I was so much more hands-on with dogs than cats. There was maybe a cat or two that I worked with. And I didn't know I was going to internship at a cat shelter. I feel like I have more experience with cats now than dogs because it's almost been a whole month where I've just only worked with cats.
With a student like that who's so helpful, it's impacted us greatly and positively because we've been able to give him a lot of things that we would normally have to kind of handhold through. And we have not had to do that with Dominic.
I do drop the vaccines and stuff. I'm not the one to give them. I have to help restrain. So then someone else could give them. It's more like teamwork, making sure that we're all communicating.
Catchy speeds, you tell him. He is motivated. He is on top of everything, no matter what task I've given him. He has gone and done it with little direction, some questions every now and again, but he's been fantastic. He's great with the cats.
This is just the beginning of my vet experience. I'm starting out as a VA, but since I already have this general like experience hands-on, I feel like I already have a head start.
I'm hoping that it impacts him in his future as having that stepping stone with having a great education with JTED, coming to us, building on that education, seeing it put into practice every single day that he's been here, for him going forward to become a veterinarian like he's hoping.
Since I do want to be a small animal ECC vet, I already knew dogs, but now I know cats more. I feel like now I have almost an equal amount of knowledge for both.
All right, 101.7. It's been a lot of fun to get to see him grow and kind of help him towards achieving his future goals.
You might have hands-on experience and stuff, depending on which program you're in, you'll have that hands-on experience. Like for me in vet med and vet sci, for our program, we had a clinic. In that clinic, we did have hands-on, but your internship will be way more hands-on. You'll have a more realistic approach to how many people actually come in, how the day flows, how long the days actually are, and how much work actually needs to be done.
I think everybody should do it. I think it's a fantastic program, and every time we have an opportunity to host a JTED student, we want to do it because it's fantastic and it just allows them to come out of high school ready to go.
Wonderful. I actually think the one little kitty, Joanna, that is my Marley that I adopted because I adopted this summer, and I have a brown tabby. There was a whole litter. I'm saying it is. Makes me feel closer to the video. Okay. So looking at other potential opportunities, these are current partnerships that we have already established, and I cannot list how many individuals, companies, clinics, hospitals, non-for-profits that we're involved in, but it's many. But here's some of the recent ones. Of course, Mel and Eden Zuckerman College of Public Health, very involved as we developed our community health worker program and actually working with some of the students, graduate students. Some of the joint health events and screenings that we currently do and how we can expand that with the new building and with the new health clinic that will be available. University and community-based outreach, working with the College of Nursing, the College of Medicine, public health, physiology, et cetera. We are establishing strong partnerships with the Southside City Council and getting involved in their community. We'll be doing our third annual healthcare fair right in their backyard this year. I've just met with the and I'm going to Wasai Carlos Montezuma Center of Native American Health Initiative, which is a new department at the University of Arizona. We are going to begin to work with them, trying to build more promotores in their community, which is grossly needed, having advocates caring for their own. Of course, the El Rio clinics we work with. And then, of course, we have our on-site pet animal clinic, which will be so much fun having all those little critters around, and many, many more. So I'm going to put you back into now another visionary aspect of my discussion. We're going to look at where we are with our mindset as far as today's impact in healthcare, and what are we trying to do and what can we do as we move forward. So looking at number one, we're integrating technology in patient care. So we are already doing many of the things that are listed underneath, but there's always much more room for expansion. And so students are doing EMRs or electronic medical records. They are being exposed to telehealth. Wearable health monitors and technology continue to grow. We're doing cutting edge technologies. In a few minutes, I'll show you some of the technology that we've brought into our classrooms. Cultivating cultural competencies, so important in so many of our roles. Looking at the diverse patient and student interacting, the emphasis within the curriculum, interdisciplinary collaboration. I grew up on that. That is something that I've done for 35 years as a nurse and continue to do it as an educator and within my community. Working together, it is about team. We cannot be solo. We have to work together to succeed and meet our goals. Emphasis on preventative care. I've been talking about holistic health and why is it so important? This is the wave of the future. We need to get our students to understand how to take care of themselves to be able to take care of others. Looking at other ways of which we can teach it. Farm to table through I was going to say massage. Yeah, I do that too. That's very nice if you haven't done that. But working with yoga, Tai Chi, things that help oneself, just exercising. Why is that important? Adapting to telemedicine and remote care. That is going to continue to grow. We need to ensure that our students know how to speak and communicate appropriately and properly on electronic devices. Now they know how to look at and post. Now we need to get them to how do you communicate with full sentences? And what does that look like? having that exposure, having them being involved in that. That is where we are today. What is going to happen in the future? Well, future healthcare predictions for 2030 are stating we are looking at wearable patient technology. We're showing that we have to move that student's mindset to thrive within the health culture of what is happening that day. The examples demonstrate commitment to staying relevant and preparing students for the evolving demands of the healthcare industry. We embrace technological advancements, cultural diversity, and collaborative approaches. We're ensuring that our students are well equipped to make significant impact on healthcare today and in the future. And this is what we're doing in our classroom right now. And collaborative approaches. We're impact on health. What you're going to be viewing is a mid-fidelity mannequin named Aries. He is a mannequin that simulates a safe environment for students to practice in. He also has a halo lens where you can see him visually and be able to dissect the mannequin in a virtual space. We are using it in scenario learning, and it's a way of which to have things happen in a safe environment and the students to succeed.
So if you see the heart glowing, just touch it for me and you'll see the vasculature coming up.
Oh my goodness.
Can you tell me what you see?
I'm seeing the entire, the arteries,
Yeah.
cardiac arteries. I want all my students to see this.
With most of our other stuff, it's almost two-dimensional, where it's a picture or some type of sound, and it's not all continuously together. And this is three-dimensional, almost four-dimensional in the sense of interaction.
Oh my goodness.
Through the valves as it's beating.
Isn't that just
really cool?
amazing? The heart is right there beating in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We can see the EKG in front of us while the heart is beating.
Then recommend me to do anti-arrhythmic.
Flow and the vessels will be at the same speed of if the patient is tachy or
Exactly.
bleeding.
When this was totally acute, the speed in which the fluid was circulating was in a more rapid state than now, when they seem to be a little bit more stabilized after nitroglycerin and fluid administration. Oh my goodness. As an educator, this is the next level.
It is the next level. I'm just letting you know, I had a heart in my hand for the first time in 35 years. I did not have this opportunity that we're giving our young people. The other thing that we have implemented is a high fidelity CPR mannequin. It is done via a computer, and it has where the individual will begin practicing on the mannequin, and it will show visually how the students are doing compression and ventilation. They have found that it's a 98% success rate for students to learn this way, because it's actually really watching if they're doing appropriate ventilations and compressions. So we are saving more people because we are doing better CPR. So we are implementing that program now. It's quite a process, I have to tell you, but we're very excited to get our students on these mannequins and get them certified. So we're almost done here. I want to take you on another journey. And I want to say, how do we empower tomorrow's healthcare professionals, our vision's impact? And I'm going to start by saying, what if we nurtured health professionals who view patients as whole individuals, emphasizing well-being alongside medical care. What if we integrate curriculum with latest technologies, ensuring graduates are adept at utilizing innovation to improve patient outcomes? What if we, through interdisciplinary projects, our students develop versatile problem-solving skills mirroring the real-life challenges they face? What if we prioritize compassionate communication, empowering students to build strong relationships with patients and provide holistic support? What if we are the graduates that are the forefront of healthcare innovation, driving positive change and pushing boundaries for better care? What if we did that? What would it look like? How are we going to impact our community? What is our future generation going to look like caring for others? As my daddy used to say, the oyster is your world, right? It's an old saying, but the oyster, opening that oyster is our world. What can we do? If it's just a graduation cap that signifies achievement, think about what a stethoscope means. What does that represent? It represents healthcare. Our vision combines education, healthcare in a transformative journey, instilling a holistic mindset, cutting-edge skills, and an adaptable approach. We are not just educating students, we're nurturing the future leaders who will redefine healthcare with empathy, innovation, and excellence. The vision resonates through every classroom, interaction, and achievement within Pima, JTED, and TUSD, ensuring that our graduates are prepared to elevate healthcare to new heights. It encapsulates the heart of our mission and the extraordinary impact it will have on the healthcare future. Okay, about one more, my friend, and I apologize. I know this is difficult. And this is how I would like to end this presentation.
Hi, come on in. Cutting class is open. For the first time in more than 2 years, we're here to help you in our full service salon. The support of the Rotary Club of Tucson for the Tucson Classics Car Show means that we will be able to continue to offer a number of exciting programs.
Working with JTED has been, I'm grateful every day for the opportunity to be part of the mission and part of the push to get students to work.
If the kids can get their hands on and actually touch some of the things that maybe they would have the opportunity to do, it helps spark additional interest in construction itself.
Congratulations.
And we have an award for you. To have this honor for 5 people in the state, you should pat yourself on the back. So job well done.
I think when I do call it a day, I can look back and say, hey, did I make a difference? Yes. You know, did it impact a lot of people? Yes. And me personally, I want to thank my teachers because they're the ones that motivated me. They inspired me.
Their shell is made of bone. And then on top of that bone is keratin, which is what our fingernails are made out of.
Not very many students are going to be able to say that they have something that's represented in another country in a museum, and it's going to be there for the next few years.
So we have plumbers, we have electricians, masons, cabinet makers, and then carpentry competitions. Nerve-wracking. I'm a really competitive person.
Your heart beating all fast and you're all anxious and you're sweating and you're yelling. That was so cool. I told my grandpa about it and everything because like that would just be cool to have my name up there and like I get recognized for something.
The work that JTED's doing, training the students for tomorrow for all of those various workforce positions We knew that was a critical need for the community, and we were so excited that we could bring everybody together the last couple of days, and especially today on the race, to really show off the incredible work that's being done.
They were so happy, like, to see that their like stuffed animals were getting better and that like someone could help them with these issues and stuff. It was really cute.
Being able to see it up in person and being able to experience different genres of photography, it just generally made me like more hyped up for it.
We're so excited, Kathy, that you have been nominated and have won the Woman of the Year this year for the Community Impact Awards that we run.
Kidding me?
We're not.
I dedicate this award to all legendary teachers and school counselors.
I want to express my gratitude to those who supported me throughout my journey at JTED.
All right, as we wrap up, let's talk about next steps. How can we work together to take things to the next level together? We have such an opportunity, perhaps one of the greatest opportunities Southern Arizona has ever seen for public education. So what can we do together? What thoughts do you have?
Well, I want to thank the team from Pima County JTED. It's absolutely inspiring to see the vision of what healthcare, not only healthcare can look like tomorrow, but what this partnership can look like tomorrow. And as I've said, from the moment that I was privileged to come into the superintendency, our yearly goal is to expand career and technical education opportunities on a satellite basis in and out of our high schools, as well as the amount of students that attend the JTED Central campuses, whether it's Masterpieces or Camino del Seco. And our job is to stand behind JTED partners in new endeavors like the healthcare programs building that's going up right across the way there. And I see some incredible opportunities for course integration, as we've talked about, new ways of teaching English language arts, of delivering credits in the core competencies while weaving in the key concepts and skills that our kids are going to need for the careers of tomorrow, not just with the medical careers that we've seen here tonight, but other areas of career and technical education. So we're excited to do this work. And we hope that this is not the last opportunity that these two great governing bodies have to collaborate.
Okay, thank you. If we want to go around, if we have comments or questions from our guest governing board members. Any questions or comments you'd like to make?
Hello. Okay. Thank you all for the amazing presentations. I'm really looking forward to strengthening our collaboration between TUSD and JTED. One of the ways I wonder if we can do that is I saw in the graduation requirements that we have it be optional to take 1 credit of fine arts or CTE. But I would love to propose that we make 0.5 credits of CTE be required so that students can at least get an introductory course about all the amazing things that we have to offer, and hopefully will spark some interest in students who wouldn't normally try out a CTE course. So wondering if there's any interest in that from the JTED board.
Anything that promotes CTE is what we're about. So absolutely, we'll have to continue that conversation. Any other questions, comments from anybody? Val?
The button. Yes, and I like what you guys are doing here at Innovation. And the future looks going to look great for what we've got going on. Again, I'm big on getting these students to real life, things that they're going to be doing in real life, being in the construction industry as long as I have, and understanding a lot of the trades within construction right now in a lot of different areas is lacking. Yes, this is awesome with all the healthcare things on this, but a lot of these other CTE classes, because not everybody's going to be in health or the dental, but they're going to do the diesel like they're doing, at Santa Rita High School, and just different hands-on, like the trade days. That's huge also. Any way that we can expand any of those things, I'm willing to work with anybody, anyhow, any shape, any form, any, people that I know in different industries that can help out. I know Alex and I, part of Saba, and that's been an integral part with the trades from where I come from. But I believe what we're doing here with JTED is making very successful examples for our students, so that when they leave high school, they're not like a ship without a rudder. They have guidance, and we're giving them that opportunity. And I'm grateful, I'm only new on the board, but I'm grateful that the relationship that we have with JTED.
Well, thank you. We are building a new construction program here at the bridges. You want to mention what's involved with that?
This school year, just July 31st, we opened a new construction technology program at this location, at this site. It was one of the programs down the hall. We are building a 1,300 square foot outdoor shop that will be located on the northwest side of this building. And in fact, that addition to this building's footprint will be completed in November. And it will have 6 welding bays, space for a number of construction technology equipment, plumbing, electrical, et cetera. And so currently, I believe we have 2 teachers teaching both a daytime section and an evening section. So I think we probably have 50 students right now enrolled at this campus in construction technology for the first time. Also at this campus, we have currently heavy equipment operations, and the students go out and they're actually using the open space here. But we will be relocating that program to another location, which is actually the Granite yard out on Swan and the freeway. And Granite Construction Company has donated the land for us to use at that location. We have a building donated by Caterpillar, a portable building. They're working on the infrastructure, and we're expecting to relocate heavy equipment to that yard in the next week or 2. So we're working on it. Thank you.
I will add, Southern Arizona Construction Career Days is going to occur on November 15th and 16th. Love to have you come out and see what $30 million worth of toys for the kids to play with. And we'll have 3,000 to 4,000 students out there in high school and middle school ages. So come out and take a look.
So I wanted to go back to sort of wrap up a little bit about what Beth mentioned and pull together some of the things that the 2 principals, Hurley and Rojas, talked about before. I think what we have an example of across the street here is something that is going to be unique across the United States. There are only at this point 2 other high schools that focus on providing career paths for people in healthcare. Our goal here is to collaborate across TUSD, integrate the high school, all of the classes that are normally required in high school, and the hands-on experience. We all know that you learn better by hands-on. That process will be typical, will be a further extension of what's already been talked about, this wonderful collaboration between JTED and TUSD, but it'll have the additional touch that it will have healthcare added into all of that, whether it's human anatomy, whether it's veterinary anatomy, whether it's community health work. It will have, that will be the integrating theme that cuts across both the high school and the JTED. The really key thing that happens here, though, is that it provides access to a whole population of students across Southern Arizona that would not see this kind of educational opportunity available to them otherwise. So we have students that don't see going to Pima, going to U of A, going to a professional school in a healthcare program as a viable alternative because it's too expensive. I don't know anything about it. I don't see anybody that looks like me. This will provide access to people across Southern Arizona to, thank you. It should have waited till the end and there would have been the at the very end. It just will provide people who don't otherwise see this as opportunity to have that opportunity. And it will provide them a chance to either say, yes, I want to do that and follow through, whether it's a lifetime job that they've learned, they've been certified while they're here, or whether it's a path to their next educational endeavor, or whether it's to further on into many other kind of educational experiences. But it does provide that access that I don't think many students at this point see available to them. And so to me, this is an entity that will be a national model. There's two others, DeBakey's, most of their kids go directly into medical school. That's not our intent. Our intent is to provide students access to the full buffet that makes healthcare exist, whether it's in society, whether it's in public health, or whether it's in a hospital. And so the idea is to make it accessible to all students, not just a particular group of students with a particular background or GPA or preparation, if you will. So I think it's really exciting. I think we really indeed have to make most of this experience because, as I said, it will be a national model. We will be quoted, we'll be visited, we'll be studied to see how does this work? How can we make this kind of educational experience available to many students that have not before done this? So it will take a little bit of extra on our part to think, as Beth already said, outside the box. But I'm excited. I think we have all the key people around this table, plus a lot more. I'm from the University of Arizona. President Robbins has already indicated his support for additional support of this program. And he's very excited to bring his, if you will, leverage to the table to help this happen in a great way. So I think we have lots of great partners, as Beth already mentioned, around Tucson, but certainly around this table. So I encourage you to think outside the box, think about those students, think about the things that we can do, and let's make some history here. I think this is really exciting. So thanks.
Thank you.
If I could just comment, I would really love to see outreach be done in third, fourth, fifth grade, because it sparks interest, especially to our kids that are just in South Tucson here. They don't have the opportunity, a lot of them, to go to college. So this might be an opportunity for them to have this done in high school and then to have a career forward. And as far as the Arizona Construction Career Days, I would really like all of our schools to have the opportunity to attend, not just our CTE schools. I would really like, other middle schools. It might just spark something in one of these students to have the opportunity to see that. So I'm really excited for what we can do here.
Thank you. One of the things that we're not allowed to do by state law is spend JTED money on anything other than 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. So through our foundation, we do some outreach to middle schools, and I guess we can collaborate and figure out how from your end you can help us put together a program, but we can't fund it directly. And to your point, Val, even though we're laser focused on this Health High School, that's not to the exclusion of anything else. This is so unique and is such an opportunity to do something like Cindy said, that is unique in the country. We're all very excited about it, and we need to laser focus on it. So, but we're doing all the other things on the side as well as you are in your satellite programs. So any other comments? Oh, sure.
Great, thank you. And I'll start by just echoing what my colleagues have said, but thank you so much for having us this evening. Your hospitality has been wonderful from the tour at the beginning to dinner and to everything in between. So super excited to be here for us to really work on learning more about the campus and the work that we're doing in our programs all throughout TUSD and be able to collaborate together. I have a couple of questions. My first question is about the health sciences campus. I'm extremely excited about this. I'm a family physician. I've been in leadership roles as a family physician for the last, more than a decade. And there isn't a week that goes by that I'm not in conversations about our workforce and how do we get more medical assistants and nurses and respiratory therapists and so many others that are so essential, physical therapists and everyone through the health sciences careers into our clinics and our hospitals and our infrastructure. So I'm really excited about what we can do to really address workforce and really build the folks who are going to take care of everyone for the generation to come. And my question on the health sciences campus, is that like an innovation high school health sciences campus? Is that a separate school or how does that work logistically? It's a quick kind of operations question.
So it is designed to be a separate experience for the students. It will still be technically a part of Innovation Tech High School, but it will be a school within a school. And what we are really hoping to see is that the students attending that special program and those technical programs there, as well as what we hope to be very specialized academics, that it is a separate experience. There may be some unique sharing opportunities between the two programs, but we see this one, Innovation Tech, as being a general with many different types of experiences. And then the Melanina Zuckerman Center for Health and Medical Careers being focused with the technical program focused on health and medical, as well as the academic to the extent possible. And that's really what we're hoping that we can do together is do some real innovative delivery of the academics together so that so it's a different experience for the students, unique and unlike anything anywhere else.
So are the programs upstairs in health sciences currently, are they be moving over there or will they stay here as a separate program?
Yes,
Okay.
they will be moving over there.
And so that frees up more space here for other programming to be developed in this building too, which is great.
Yes.
A question I have on, I love the examples, some amazing examples that were shown to some of the students and the graduates, but I do note that, a lot of the examples, dental hygienist was a female and all the engineering ones were males. And question, maybe more to the staff, but what kind of recruitment are we doing to try to find folks to join these careers, especially those that come from the non-stereotypical genders? We know that if our healthcare workforce is going to really succeed, we need to have a lot more men in different careers in healthcare. And if our engineering workforce is going to succeed, we need more women in that career as well. So how are we recruiting folks and really trying to get other folks interested that might traditionally not have been interested in some of these careers?
So a big part of that is recruiting teachers that reflect the community and reflect maybe the non-traditional aspect. So for example, our newest construction technology teacher is a female, Hispanic female from the community. And so we do that whenever possible. That is a big part of it. Also in our engineering program, our new engineering instructor, Scott Weiler, is setting up a special girls who code and girls engineering type of clubs and programs to really get more female students interested in the non-traditional career field of engineering for students. So those are just a few examples of things that we're looking at, but a big part of it is the faculty and finding faculty that represent those non-traditional careers as best as we can.
Great to hear. I have another question. I'll turn back to my governing board before I monopolize this here. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted to echo my colleagues and all the amazing work you're doing here. And I don't particularly have a question, but I just hoping, Ms. Francis, I really loved your presentation. Your passion for this program, and I'm really hoping we can work. I really like the curriculum layout there. So something that I would love to see us do. Mr. Rojas, I just want to thank you. I saw you watching the kids, making sure they were quiet, being a principal. So So thank you. Ms. Hurley, again, your passion too comes through when you did your presentation. And I just want to give a special shout out to Mr. McCollum. Chuck, I think I give you 2 thumbs up. You're always just so, you know, just, you always have full of energy for what you do. And I think it bodes well for the district and for this program in general.
Okay, thank you. We have.
My last question was about, you know, I think something that Dr. Rankin mentioned about, you know, President Robbins and other folks, you know, in the partnerships. I feel like we're missing 2 boards here. We have our board, we have the JTED board, but we're missing the PCC board and the U of A board, because that's going to be so important to the success of these programs as people move into careers and get into, you know, with our health sciences, our LPN programs. We've had some conversations before we started about this, and our other programs here to really make sure they have the training beyond just high school and the certifications, but some of the degrees that go with it. And how have we engaged our college partnerships with, especially PCC and U of A, and what kind of connections are we making to really ensure that our students then are transitioning as seamlessly as possible from the credits they're earning here into the credits they'd need in PCC or U of A to get their associates or bachelors to then be part of these careers in healthcare and others.
Yeah.
So we've engaged with PCC through several different avenues where we've had a group actually in the development process of the Health and Medical Sciences High School that included folks from PCC in that process, just so that we make sure that we have all the various steps and the various ways in which this education can proceed. I have the opportunity to be part of several different components of the university, so that I have contact with some of the folks with whom you're talking about, and have not the ear, but at least the text message of various folks that are involved in this at the university. And there is grand support. In fact, I think it was just 5 years ago that Kathy sat across the table with from President Robbins and I and talked about the evolution of this kind of idea. And he has been very involved, along with several of his representatives, on the development of this process. So he's very much behind it. The folks on campus that are involved with getting dual credit components, of which I am one, is part of that process to make sure that we do things that facilitate students getting their foot in the door in a way once they do this here, whether it's a career plan straight out of JTED or whether it's a path to PCC or university. We want to make sure that we ease that as much as possible so that they get the credit they need and see themselves being able to go to college if that's their next step. So we do have some representative here, but we certainly, as we go forward, we're looking forward to putting together maybe an advisory council that includes people from all the different pieces as we pull this high school together.
That's great.
Well, we have other guests that have patiently sat through this long meeting. If anybody else that's here, I like to run kind of an open meeting. If anybody has any questions or comments that they'd like to make, feel free.
Yes, Bob, may I make a comment?
You asked. One of the founding principles of JTED is to create a situation for students to go as far as they wish to go in education in a seamless manner from K all the way up through the ethereal areas and the PhDs. So the student could go through there and get off that path wherever they wish to get off. And most of our students go into post-secondary education. This is pretty much a given. And but I tell you that, as Val says, you got to be able to swing a hammer too. But they can go it, whether it's, and this includes non-traditional people. Please understand that this is open to any student, male, female, whatever comes out, whatever color you are, they're all the same. They have this pathway to go through in education. And I think this may or may not answer your question, doctor, but this is what we're trying to do and create it in such a seamless manner. You get off wherever you want or go the whole way. All yours.
And
Wayne's
Dr.
on
Pete,
the line. We're having technical problems again. So Dr. Wayne P., one of our governing board members, would like to speak. And we were having technical problems, so it wasn't coming through the Zoom. Wayne, go ahead.
Yes, as a physician and being involved with this process, I can tell you that the world is our classroom. COVID made it painfully obvious that the social determinants of health were negatively impacting children in the neighborhood of Bridges. We have reached out to Casa Maria, which is only 1.6 miles away from the Bridges. They feed 800 people every morning. Many of them are children. Many of them have never been screened or seen a physician. This campus will have a wellness center that will be reaching out to those young people. The world is our classroom, and our students will incorporate that as part of their training and their mission to improve the community that they live in.
Thank you, Dr. Pete.
okay.
And
Any other questions or comments?
that wasn't really a subtle hint that we're done, but that happens even when we're talking. So I wanted to respond to Dr. Shaw's comment before about the diversity of folks. I've been to many of the career days here. I have been so impressed with the number of young women that are in construction, that are in electrical, that are in veterinary sciences, that are in culinary. All the things that I wish I had a chance to be exposed to when I was much younger. I tried to get into, I think we talked about this, to wood shop and auto shop, and I wasn't allowed in LA because I was a girl. This was long ago. But I think while maybe the examples didn't totally highlight the diversity of our programs and the people that are in it, I think it truly is a very open to all and succeeded by all who get into the program. So we'll look forward to sharing a little bit, maybe more of that.
Okay, well, if nobody else has any other comments, thank everybody for coming. I think this was a wonderful start to a great collaboration, and look forward to our next joint meeting. So with that, we'll adjourn. Thank you.